I'm so rusty. I'm so dusty. I haven't done this in a while. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc.com, coming to you with your no frills, the voice commentary from a singer. Oh, it's been a while, but I'm so happy to be back. Hey, how are you? The Voice is here. It's season 9, and I am going to go straight to my notes so I don't start messing up already. Blake Shelton, Adam Levine, Pharrell Williams, last season winning coach, and Gwen Stefani are back again to find some talent and have some fun on The Voice. We got a clip of Gwen performing as the show opened. Was that a country song she was singing? Well, later on I figured out it was. It was on a Blake song. Then Blake sang a little of her song, Don't Speak. He sounded pretty good on it. Pharrell sang a little bit of Adam Levine's Sugar, and it sounded great, while Adam sang some of Get Lucky, and of course he nailed it. And the rest of the coaches joined in to finish out the little medley that I didn't even know that it started. Did you know that it started? I didn't know what was going on. Alright, we got right into the contestants after that. Mark Hood was the first one. He was 24. He did Use Me by Bill Withers. And I was grooving as soon as I heard the music. He had a great vibe and some great tone on the song. Adam and Pharrell turned for him first, and his energy was off the chain. He was just all over the place, bouncing off the walls, and when he did some little hits, dun, dun, Gwen turned for him, and then so did Blake. 4 chairs, Pharrell and Adam and Gwen stood for him. Gwen called it undeniable and said she believed him and loved his energy and his love for life. Pharrell mentioned his crazy runs and incredible jazz notes. Blake called him such a good singer with so much control. And Mark chose Team Pharrell because he said they locked eyes. Next we had Kota Wade. She was 23. She did Bring It On Home to Me, Sam Cooke. And she's in a band called Bad Wolf. And she started out really strong and got Blake, Gwen, and Pharrell to chime in right away. This seemed to be really short to me. Was it short to you? But I enjoyed what I heard and I liked her grit. Pharrell called her super cool. Blake called her a modern day Cyndi Lauper. And Adam ripped into Blake as a coach, and then he started backing up Gwen. Kota chose Team Gwen because she's idolized her since she was 5 and called her one of her fashion inspirations. And I saw that on YouTube. Bad Wolf has a video with like 550,000 views. They're YouTubers, oh my god! Okay, next we had Keith Semple. He was 33. He did I'll Be There For You by Bon Jovi. And he came out with his guitar, had a wonderful spot-on vocal attack with no music to begin. Adam was singing along with him and was there first to chime in. Then Gwen also turned for him at the last minute. I thought he was a little strained and his vowels were a little too open for me. It was pretty enjoyable, but I don't know if I would have turned for him. Gwen and Adam were fighting over who knew Bono better, and Adam said he was a really powerful voice. Gwen mentioned the dynamics in his voice and asked if he's a songwriter also, and Keith chose Adam because of his authentic reaction he gave him. And if you like the authentic reactions that I give, make sure that you thumb up the commentary. It's the first one. Come on, baby, y'all, come on and join. Send this around, put it in your social media platforms. Don't forget again to thumb it up and let other people know that we are over here discussing The Voice. Thank you so much for your thumbs. Next up, we had Alisa Sheraton. She was 18. She did I Will Remember You by Sarah McLachlan. And she is such a beautiful woman with such a pure, clear tone. There was a little flutter in her voice that was really engaging with a nice way of yodeling into some notes. No coach's turn for her though, and I was like, oh no, why? Gwen said the song was a little too hard for her. Adam mentioned the sweetness and vulnerability in her voice. Pharrell told her to work on the technical skill in her voice and come back next year. Do you agree? Let me know down in the comments. Siahna M was next. She was 15. She did Fever by Peggy Lee, and she said 3 words, and Gwen turned for her and stood up. She had a sultry sound far beyond her years and lost her accent while she was singing because she had the little country twang accent going on, little Asian looking girl with a country accent. I was like, oh my god. Blake and Pharrell also turned for her. Her youthfulness came out here and there, but she had some wonderful inflections in this, way beyond her years. All 3 coaches stood for her. Pharrell called her super special and went up on stage to give her a hug, and Siahna chose Team Pharrell because her heart told her to go with him. The sun must be coming out. Dr. Paul was 66. He did Mama Tried by Merle Haggard, and he was an adorable older guy with a long beard and a solid sound. I loved when the music dropped out and his power shined, but I was feeling like the coaches were not going to turn for him because he had a lot of age in his voice. Blake said he could tell that he wasn't a kid and said he went flat at the ends of some phrases, but his overall tone was great. Naja Nicole was next. She was 23. She did Tightrope by Janelle Monáe. I love me some and Janelle Monáe. Love this song, though I don't know if the melody is varied enough to really show any range. She seemed a little worried and really wasn't letting go in the beginning. I thought she had a pretty great tone, but wasn't feeling the joy coming out of the performance. But she got near the middle to the end of the song and she started pulling out some little higher notes, you know, trying to change the melody and bring it up, which is the right thing to do for a competition. And Adam chimed right in when she hit that first high note. Her last note was great too, and Blake chimed in. Pharrell said the show needs more voices like hers. Adam said her song choice said so much about her and he was blown away. And Blake said she looks and sounds like a star. And Naja chose Blake because he said what her heart needed to hear. Then Brayton Sunshine came out. He was 15. He did The Mountains Win Again by Blues Traveler. He brought out his guitar and seemed a little nervous, but fought through it with a good tone and solid presentation. He showed a little strength on his high notes and got Pharrell and Gwen to turn as he sang his last note. They waited to the very last minute and they both stood for him. Gwen called him amazing and went goo-goo over his last name, Sunshine. Pharrell told him he has an old soul and there will never be another voice like his. And Brayton chose Team Gwen because he felt he'd be more at home on her team from the things that she said. Michael Woolery was up next. He was 25. He did Saved by John Mayer, and he comes from a famous family, and Chuck Woolery accompanied him to the audition. He brought out his guitar but barely played it. His performance was very internal and his eyes were closed a lot. I mean, like almost a whole song for the performance. It wasn't much of a performance because it was all internal, and no coaches turned for him. Adam said he was unsure of himself. Gwen felt like he was over singing by the end but said he has a really pretty voice. Pharrell also said he was in his head but he had a great voice. And last for the night was Barrett Baber. He was 35. He did Angel Eyes by the Jeff Healey Band. Adam and Blake both chimed in almost immediately. Then Gwen and Pharrell followed closely behind. He had a really nice easy sound with a little that blue-eyed soul going on. His growls brought Adam to his feet. It was good to see him just let loose and enjoy himself. You know, all the coaches had already chimed in so he could just do his performance, didn't have to worry about anything, so he really let loose and just did what he does. That was good to see, just him to give a performance instead of just an audition. Blake said he felt like he was watching a Garth Brooks concert. Adam said he heard all the coaches in his voice and called him one of his favorites. Gwen loved his personality and voice. And Barrett chose Team Blake because he's an icon in country music and he wanted to work with him. There we go for the night. It just flew by, didn't it? Oh my God, it was so fast. 2 hours went by in no time tonight. When you're enjoying yourself, they say time flies when you're having fun. And I was having fun tonight. Let me know down in the comments if you were also. Who was your favorite audition of tonight? Tweet with me also if you are not doing that. I tweet live during the show at So You Want to Be a Singer. The link is down in the description box. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night for night 2 of the blind audition. This is Robert Anton, robertantonnyc.com, and I am out. Peace.